The Battle of Camp Bastion was fought in Helmand Province, Afghanistan on the 14th to 15th of September 2012. Bastion's location had been used by the Soviet Army in the 1980s, and more recently as a NATO Special Forces outpost. Therefore, the NATO main operating base's location in Helmand was already known to be A. strategic, and B. easy to defend. Construction began in 2005, and British commanders were so confident of its impregnability, they decided to call it Bastion. But Camp Bastion did get impregnated. 15 Taliban Special Forces operators breached Camp Bastion's airfield defences here on the 14th of September 2012, before causing $400 million worth of damage, and killing 2 US Marines. The attackers were dropped off by civilian vehicles less than 600 metres from the airfield and on the outskirts of the highly controversial Nawabad village, located on the southeastern corner of Camp Bastion, adjoining the airfield under the NATO base's flight path, highlighted in the bottom right corner in green. Nawabad means nothing more than new buildings. These Google Earth satellite images, data 2014, correspond with this 2012 CBS News schematic of the attackers' routes. They split into 3 groups after using bolt cutters to defeat our flimsy defences, as shown in this publicity video, released by the Taliban's media wing the next day. Before the night was out, the attackers had decimated an entire Harrier jump jet squadron and killed 2 US Marines of the 3rd Marine Air Wing. All but one of the attackers were killed in action too. The first television report I saw the next morning was Sky News showing the Taliban media wing's video of the airfield, which was still ablaze. The news ticker below falsely claimed the Taliban had got nowhere near Captain Wales, better known as Prince Harry. As for Harry being under lockdown, well, the whole base was under lockdown. Everyone knew that if the base was attacked they should secure the place they're in, set up a defensive perimeter and then await further orders. The truth is Harry was far closer to the battle than most were. Harry was literally in the line of fire, as I will prove shortly. The Taliban's video footage showed the base on fire and shared details of their preparations for the attack. The Taliban's map corresponds with both the CBS News schematic and the 2014 Google Earth satellite images. I've marked the location of Nawabad village to show its proximity to Camp Bastion's perimeter fence, its proximity to the attackers' drop-off point and where they breached our defences before commencing their attack. It's worth recalling at this point that Camp Bastion's location was chosen in 2005 because it was in an isolated patch of barren desert. Nawabad village was established after Camp Bastion was built and utilised the treated effluent outlet from the base as a source of irrigation for their crops, including the poppy fields. These analysed satellite images show that poppy fields by Camp Bastion continued to be irrigated with NATO's effluent outlet after the 2012 attack. They also show that the poppy cultivation there dropped significantly once NATO had left the base. It is therefore beyond doubt that not only did NATO protect opium production in Afghanistan, and beyond doubt that the opium production besides Camp Bastion was dependent on NATO's presence, that is, once we stopped irrigating the poppy fields, the poppy fields all but disappeared. How do I know so much about the attack? I was serving with the British Army in 2012, based in Camp Bastion from April to October, and did multiple guard duties in Tower 11 on the southeastern corner of the airfield. This photo shows my view of Nawabad village on my first guard duty on 20th to 21st of April, including the opium harvesting occurring just 200 metres from the airfield perimeter. This image clearly shows a group of 5 men harvesting opium, although there were about 20 people in the entire field doing the same thing. The guard tower briefing for that duty included intel that local security forces were harassing the farmers in Nawabad village and that if any Afghan security forces even entered the valley we were to report it so the quick reaction forces could respond. Although not said explicitly in the tower briefing, we were protecting opium harvesting on Afghan government land, protecting it from the same Afghan security forces we were ordering to destroy poppy crops 15 miles south in Nandi Ali district on exactly the same day. Operation Shafaq was an Afghan army-led, NATO-supported poppy eradication mission that ran from 18th to the 23rd of April 2012. The mission was a farcical box-ticking exercise commanded by officers more concerned with producing self-promoting propaganda than they were with the mission or the lives of the soldiers they commanded. Back at Camp Bastion and Guard Tower 11, my view to the north encompassed the entire Taliban attackers' route. This photo, also taken on my first guard duty, shows the Taliban breach point, the gullies and rough ground they had to cross inside the camp and their closest targets, the aircraft hangars and fuel depots. Zooming in on the breach point captured in my April 2012 photo, and then comparing it to the same view taken on the 7th of September, just 7 days before the Taliban's attack, you can see the shipping container handling facility in the foreground. It was built that summer in preparation for NATO's impending departure from Camp Bastion.